Gurubhyo Namaha. Good morning, children. I am very happy to meet you all in the sixth part of the second chapter, Is Matter Around Us Pure? In the last session, we have discussed about some separation methods like chromatography and distillation method to separate two miscible liquids. Today, we are going to learn some more new topics in this chapter. In this session, we are going to discuss about some more types like how to obtain a different gases from the air and how we can obtain pure copper sulfate from an impure sample. Mixtures. As we know that mixtures are substances containing of two or more types of matter. Mixtures are two types, homogeneous and heterogeneous mixture. In a heterogeneous mixture, the components are not uniformly distributed. Thus, we can easily separate a heterogeneous mixture into respective components of the mixture. Sieving, filtration, hand picking, and etc. are few common separation techniques used for the heterogeneous mixture. In the case of the homogeneous mixture and sometimes a heterogeneous mixtures too, we need to use some special separation techniques. Evaporation, centrifugation, chromatography, sublimation, separating funnel, etc. are special separation techniques. Let's see how to obtain different gases from the air. We know that air is a homogeneous mixture of gases. It has gases like nitrogen, oxygen, carbon dioxide, argon, etc. in different proportion. Since it is a homogeneous mixture, we need special separation techniques. Fractional distillation is the technique that is used to obtain different components from the air. First, we will discuss about what is fractional distillation. Fractional distillation is a separation method where the difference in boiling points of components is used to separate the liquid mixture into fractions through distillation. Separation of components of air by the process called fractional distillation. In this process, air is liquefied under high pressure. Then it is boiled, and depending upon the boiling points of fractions, the components are separated. The process begins with the liquefaction of air. Step 1. Conversion of air into liquid air. The air which is in gaseous form is converted into liquid air here. This is done under high pressure. Under high pressure, the air is compressed and then cooled by reducing the temperature. This results in liquid air. Step 2. Fractional distillation. The liquid air is then passed through the fractional distillation column. Here, the liquid air is allowed to warm up. The bottom of the fractionating column is warmer than the top. Each gas starts to separate at different temperatures according to its boiling point. If we want oxygen gas from air, we have to separate out all the other gases present in the air. The air is compressed by increasing the pressure and is then cooled by decreasing the temperature to get liquid air. This liquid air is allowed to warm up slowly in a fractional distillation column. where gases get separated at different heights depending upon their boiling points. Here we will discuss the process of fractional distillation to obtain different gases from air. Step 1. Pump the air through a filter to remove dust and other contaminants. Increase the pressure and air becomes hot. The next step, cool the air in stages until it reaches a temperature of -79 degrees Celsius. At this point, the carbon dioxide will become solid and drop from the cooled air, leaving nitrogen, oxygen and argon in the air. Continue cooling the air until it reaches a temperature of -200 degrees Celsius and becomes liquid. Pump the liquid air into a fractionating column. Create a marginal amount of heat at the bottom of the column. As the air becomes heated, the nitrogen will convert it to gas when it reaches the temperature above -196 degrees Celsius, rising to the top of the column and through a collection pipe at the top. Then we should maintain a temperature in the bottom of the column below -183 degrees Celsius, so the oxygen remains liquid. Pump the liquid oxygen from the bottom of the column into a separate fractionating column. Create a marginal amount of heat in the column and slowly raise the temperature of the liquid oxygen to convert the remaining element, argon, into gas and separate it from the liquid oxygen. Pump the pure liquid oxygen into a separate storage tank. Uses of liquid oxygen. Oxygen is widely applied in the metal industries with acetylene and other fuel gases for metal cutting, welding, hardening, cleaning and melting. Liquid oxygen is used as an oxidant for liquid fuels in the propellant systems of missiles and rockets. The utilization of liquid oxygen has spread rapidly into many industries including food production, medicine and space exploration. The next topic is how can we obtain pure copper sulfate from an impure sample by the process crystallization. So what is meant by crystallization? Crystallization can be defined as the solidification of liquid substance into a highly structured solid whose atoms or molecules are placed in a well-defined three-dimensional crystal lattice. The smallest individual part of the crystal is called a unit cell. The crystal is made up of millions of such unit cells. Crystallization is a separation technique in order to obtain pure crystals of a substance from an impure mixture. Crystallization is known to be more effective than evaporation since it also removes the soluble impurities. Crystallization process. The saturated solution is heated in an open container. The solvent molecules start evaporating, leaving behind the solutes. When the solution cools, the crystals of solute start accumulating on the surface of the solution. Crystals are collected and dried as per the product requirement. The undissolved solids in the liquid are separated by the process of filtration. The size of crystals formed during the process depends on the cooling rate. A large number of tiny crystals are formed if the solution is cooled at a fast rate. Large crystals are formed at slow cooling rates. Here are the advantages of crystallization. A product of high purity can be obtained from one single step via the process of crystallization. The dry products formed from crystallization can be directly packaged and stored. The energy requirements and the operating temperatures of this process are relatively low. So far we learnt about the crystallization. Now we are going to learn about how we can get this pure copper sulfate from impure sample by this process. Here is an activity. Take some impure sample of copper sulfate crystals in a china dish. Dissolve it in minimum amount of water. Filter the impurities out using filter paper. Evaporate water from copper sulfate solution so as to get a saturated solution. Cover the solution with the filter paper and leave it undisturbed to cool slowly. The pure crystals of copper sulfate is obtained, which can be dried later. What are the uses of crystallization? Crystallization is a separation technique in order to obtain pure crystals of a substance from an impure mixture. Another important application of crystallization is it's used to obtain pure salt from seawater. Crystallization can also be used to obtain pure alum crystals from impure alum. In such scenarios, crystallization is known to be more effective than evaporation since it also removes the soluble impurities. Here, I gave some uses of crystals too. Diamond, quartz, and some crystalline solids also. Okay. Today in this session we have discussed about how can we obtain different gases from air by the process fractional distillation, and how can we obtain pure copper sulfate from an impure sample by the process crystallization. Thank you so much, children. Take care.